PUA'd for 3 years, made to endure 99 painful rituals while he showed off an ultrasound with a younger student. He engineered my first time, and I was submissive for 3 years. In despair, I messaged my childhood friend, "I miss you," and he flew back overnight to marry me. Watching the jerk go bankrupt, beg forgiveness with his painful rituals, and finally jump to his death? Pure satisfaction. On our 3-year anniversary, Ethan's student sent me 2 photos. One was of me kneeling on the ground enduring the challenge/ritual. The other was of Ethan making a heart shape with her, with an ultrasound report between them. I searched for 2 hours and found them in a private room at the bar. Ethan said contemptuously, "Sarah is just an idiot. I deliberately told her those who betray love must endure these challenges, and if she endured 100, I'd marry her. She's endured 90 of the painful rituals now and gone to the hospital dozens of times." The others burst into laughter, showering him with praise. "Ethan, you're something else. You've trained a beauty like Sarah into a dog. She won't leave even if you chase her away." Beautiful Sarah probably has no idea that night she got drunk, the one who slept with her was Ethan. Where was the betrayal? I clutched the fabric over my chest, leaning against the outside wall, my heart aching as if pierced by 1,000 needles. It hurt so much. I sent a message to my childhood friend David, "I miss you." I pushed open the private room door. Everyone looked over. Ethan's student Ashley snuggled closer into his arms. All right, our beautiful Sarah is about to perform her special trick, enduring the challenges. Bring on the drinks, let's drink and watch." Used goods like her, trash, should have to endure 1,000 of these challenges. Ethan is merciful enough to still be willing to marry her, anyone else would have dumped her long ago. Ethan's friends had all seen me endure the painful rituals, some had seen it dozens of times. At first, they'd bet on whether I'd dare, but not anymore. Because I would always endure it, kneeling. This utterly self-abasing love, I was in it for 3 years, was submissive for 3 years, endured the painful rituals for 3 years. The night I graduated from university, I successfully confessed to Ethan and, in my excitement, drank too much. When I sobered up, I had slept with someone else. He agonizingly accused me of messing around with David, claiming those who betray love must endure 1,000 of these painful rituals. Seeing his reaction, I was terrified of losing him. He had just said those who betray love must endure these challenges. I immediately knelt on the ground and, right there, performed a painful physical act, crying and begging for his forgiveness. He did forgive me. After we started dating, he began to PUA me. Over time, I became insecure, weak, submissive, living like a dog by his side. I didn't even dare make a fuss when he flirted with others or booked hotel rooms. Because I wasn't worthy. I was used goods, trash. Ethan, I've never seen someone endure the challenges in person. Tell Sarah to hurry up and start. Seeing me standing still, Ashley tapped Ethan on the chest. Ethan stared at me, his eyes full of contempt. "Sarah, today is the 3-year anniversary of your betrayal. If you want to stay with me, kneel and endure the challenges. Once you've endured 100, we'll get married." Seeing I didn't move, he released Ashley and grabbed my bag. There was always a supply of tokens inside, his Valentine's Day gift to me, items for the ritual. I grabbed his hand. 3 years. Did you ever love me? Ethan raised an eyebrow, his hand pinching my chin, his thumb rubbing hard against my lips. I winced in pain, trying to pull back, but there was nowhere to go. He wiped the blood from his thumb onto my collar. "Sarah, disobedient women aren't loved. If you're a little or obedient, I'll love you a little more. You have to let me feel justified, understand?" I nodded. "I understand." I took a token from my bag. Everyone got excited. "Endure! Endure! Endure! Ethan, you're badass. Get your phones out, beauty enduring the ritual, gotta record this." I looked at Ethan. This time I didn't kneel, I stood to endure the painful ritual. This is the 91st, the 92nd, the 93rd. I kept putting them into my mouth. The atmosphere became electric. His friends all stood up and applauded. "One more. 94. 95. Ethan, the beautiful woman is forcing you to get married. Almost 100. Are you going to marry her? Someone whispered. Could someone die? That's already 6 tokens. Don't worry, beautiful Sarah always goes to the hospital herself after enduring the ritual. I endured the intense pain, looking at Ethan, and consumed the 99th token. He grabbed my hand. Don't endure it anymore. Why not? You never planned to marry me at all, did you? Blood trickled from the corner of my mouth. What was physical pain compared to this? My heart felt pierced by thousands of needles. It hurt so much. Chapter 2. My words completely enraged Ethan. He thought I was trying to force him to marry me. He shoved me against the wall and grabbed my neck. You want to marry me that badly? A piece of used goods? Look in the mirror. Do you even qualify? I clawed at his hands. My throat, raw from enduring the painful ritual, was incredibly sore, irritated inside. His grip tightened, the pain intensified, and I felt a terrifying sense of death. Seeing my face pale, he shoved me away. I fell to the ground, spitting up a large amount of blood. Ashley rushed over, pretending concern. Sarah, you're spitting blood. This is voluntary self-harm by enduring the ritual. It's your personal choice, nothing to do with Ethan. No one forced you. You can't fabricate a claim and try to force him to marry you. Get lost. Leaning against the wall, struggling to stand, I pushed her away. Ethan saw my attitude towards Ashley and his eyes turned colder. Ashley was being kind, trying to help and warn you. Bow and apologize to her immediately. I refused without hesitation. I won't apologize. Sarah, you've been provoking me all day. You're just trying to use this to force me to marry you. Forget it. Ethan glared at me with disgust, then turned to gently comfort Ashley, holding her close. Move. I looked him in the eye. The physical pain was becoming unbearable. I needed to go to the hospital. They were blocking the exit, flaunting their affection. I couldn't push past them. My actions only made Ethan angrier. He grabbed my arm and dragged me towards the bathroom. Break up. I'm breaking up with you. Let go of me. I struggled. I didn't love him anymore. The moment he admitted he'd lied to me, my love began to withdraw. He locked the bathroom door from the inside. Think about it, and don't come out until you apologize. I curled up on the floor, pounding on the door. Conversations from outside drifted in. Ethan, I love you. I don't care about titles, as long as you acknowledge our baby. You can marry Sarah, it's okay, as long as she's good to the baby. I leaned against the wall, tears streaming down my face. Ashley's child was really his. He didn't love me, that's why he manipulated me, letting these people humiliate me. It was a pity it took me until today to see clearly. My love for him, so devoid of dignity that I endured the painful rituals, was just something for him to boast about. I don't know how long passed before the bathroom door opened. Ethan looked at my tears and frowned. I just asked you to apologize, and you're crying like this? Just looking at you annoys me. Ashley needs to use the bathroom. She's pregnant, help her out. So, he hadn't opened the door because he was worried about me, but to Ma. Kumi attend to Ashley. Once a woman is over 25, she's an old woman. Sarah, don't you agree? You're so tainted, why would he want you? Ashley closed the bathroom door. She sneered and threw the photos from the night I slept with someone else on the ground. They showed various humiliating poses. I looked at the photos of myself. That was the beginning of my relationship with Ethan, and the start of the nightmare. Where did you get these photos? I grabbed Ashley's wrist, demanding an answer. She covered her stomach with her hand and screamed, Ethan, help. Sarah is trying to kill me. Ethan rushed in, slapped me directly, and then shielded her in his arms. Sarah, how could you become so malicious? I didn't explain. I shoved them aside, ran out of the bathroom, and stumbled out of the private room. Ashley's screams followed me, but I didn't look back. Chapter 3. At the hospital, Dr. Miller yelled at me like a dog. In her eyes, I was just suffering from compulsive swallowing of harmful objects, coming in at least once a month. They alternated between gastroscopies and esophagoscopies. One time it was so severe they had to do a laparoscopy. If this continues, you'll die. You're young, try to see things clearly. No matter what happens, don't do foolish things. She looked at me with sorrow, more so disappointed she wasn't stronger. Seeing I had no one with me, she specifically asked the nurses to help me out. My 4-drip finished at midnight. Only then did I have time to charge my phone. My phone was almost dead. There were hundreds of messages on WeChat and over 100 missed calls. All from the same person, my childhood friend David. After what happened back then, because of Ethan's slander, I had a huge fight with David and said some incredibly cruel and hurtful things. Since then, we hadn't contacted each other. His latest message was just 2 words, wait for me. He was already on a flight back. My mood was complicated. And I tossed and turned, unable to sleep. At 4 in the morning, there was movement from the bed next to mine. Rustling clothes, and soon the sound of a man's suppressed breathing. Don't mess around. You're pregnant, it's not convenient. There's someone there. Ethan, it's late, they must be asleep by now. This way it won't hurt the baby. Behind the curtain, I felt a wave of nausea, my stomach still sensitive from the gastroscopy. It was Ethan and Ashley. They couldn't even behave themselves in a hospital room. It was truly eye-opening. I don't know how much time passed before a message arrived on my phone. Another provocative photo from Ashley, showing a satisfied Ethan embracing her in the small hospital bed. Old woman, even your parents don't want you, how pathetic. Don't think you can rely on my dad to cling to our Professor Green, he's mine. Ashley was 5 years younger than me, 20 years old this year, calling me an old woman with every breath. Ethan becoming a university teacher was thanks to my dad. My dad felt guilty about the divorce, and it was under his mentorship that Ethan became the youngest associate professor. He dragged out getting married, probably to keep more young girls around. I didn't pull back the curtain to face them. I just quietly looked out the window. The next morning, a nurse pulled back the curtain. Sarah, Dr. Miller sent you breakfast. Hurry and eat, take care of yourself, and stop tormenting yourself in the future. After she spoke, Ethan and Ashley on the other side both looked over at me. Ashley covered her face. Oh my! How embarrassing! Sarah, you were here all night, so you heard everything. Ethan, she didn't even warn us, maybe she did it on purpose. A young girl's charm always got to Ethan. Ethan looked over, his expression uneasy. Why are you here? What's your relationship with Dr. Miller? Why is he sending you breakfast? Are you seeing someone else behind my back again? Because I came often, the nurses were familiar with me. Before I could explain, she spoke up and started scolding. Dr. Miller isn't seeing someone else, you are the one seeing someone else. Listen to your tone, you're a couple with Sarah, but you're holding a pregnant young girl in your arms. How despicable. Ugh, how shameless. No wonder Sarah has severe depression and consumes tokens, it's because of a dog like you. Ethan's face turned black. Ashley pointed at the nurse. I'm going to report you. What kind of attitude is that? I pulled on the nurse's uniform, telling her to stop. If she got reported, her salary would definitely be docked. It wasn't worth it for people like them. Enough. Where is that Dr. Miller? I'm going to ask him why he's sending my girlfriend breakfast. Ethan looked at my well-balanced, nutritious breakfast, completely unhappy. He said, Sarah, you're not allowed to eat this breakfast, let Ashley eat it, she's pregnant. You're uncomfortable after enduring the ritual, just drink some water. I picked up the oatmeal right in front of them and took a sip. No. Dr. Miller sent it to me. It has nothing to do with you. Chapter 4 Nurse, you probably don't know, Sarah is a promiscuous woman. She confessed to Ethan 1 minute and slept with someone else the next. Ethan didn't do anything wrong. I was the one who felt sorry for him. I have photos on my phone, look. Ashley held up her phone to show the nurse. Ethan didn't stop her. Instead, he rushed over and dumped all my breakfast into the trash can. Do you have to be so cheap? Staying in the hospital and trying to hook up with doctors? Can you sleep with them for one breakfast? Seeing him angry, I suddenly found it hilarious. He didn't love me, but he was controlling me. If I smiled at another man, I was promiscuous, cheap. Ethan, we broke up. You have absolutely nothing to do with me, got it? I picked up the pastry from the trash can and shoved it into my mouth. Seeing this, he stuck his finger down my throat, forcing me to spit it out. I had a gastroscopy last night. Today I could only eat soft pastries and liquid food. After he did that, I started spitting blood. Large mouthfuls of blood gushed out. The nurse was scared and quickly called out. Ethan helped me. Sarah, what illness do you have? I pushed his hand away. I didn't want to say a single word to him. Ethan, step back. Maybe she has something contagious. Ashley pulled him away. What's going on? Sarah, did he hurt you? Nurse, get security first, then call the police. Harming my patient in the hospital. Dr. Miller checked me and confirmed I was okay. Yes. I nodded. Call the police. Sarah, I lost control because you were seducing that Dr. Miller. I did it because I love you. This is just normal behavior between a couple, not harm. Ethan sounded a little panicked when he heard about the police. All right, I'm Dr. Miller. Tell me how she seduced me. You pathetic man, this is assault. Dr. Miller shouted at him. Ethan didn't expect Dr. Miller to be a woman, but there was no way he would apologize to me. What do you know? It's because she cheated and betrayed me. She gave me psychological trauma. Sarah, you'd better adjust your attitude, otherwise, I won't marry you like this. Ashley wiped tears from the corner of her eyes. Sarah, don't make a fuss. If Ethan goes to the police station, the university will definitely find out, and my dad will know too. I promise I'll leave him, I won't fight with you. Don't be angry. It's all my fault, I couldn't control my feelings, Ethan violently pulled at me on the hospital bed. Come home with me now. The doctor said you're fine. Who are you putting on a show for here? I slapped him hard across the face. You bastard. Ethan touched his face. You have the strength to hit someone, but not the strength to apologize? Sarah, you're something else. He raised his hand to high. Team me. I instinctively closed my eyes. The slap didn't land on my face. Instead, Ethan flew backward and fell to the ground with a loud crash. I couldn't stand steady or see clearly, swaying precariously. A large hand supported me. A familiar voice spoke, Sarah, I'm back. Chapter 5 David, how could it be you? Ethan stared intently at David's face, quickly scrambled up, and threw a punch at him. David immediately taught him a lesson. A few punches, and he was down, not daring to charge again. Sarah, how could you hook up with another guy and let him hurt Ethan? You're truly too much. This gentleman, don't let Sarah, this old woman, fool you. Her indecent photos and videos of her going crazy and enduring the painful rituals are all over the internet. Ashley held up her phone again and thrust it towards David. He took the phone and smashed it against the wall. It shattered into pieces. Ashley shrieked and scrambled away, not daring to ask for compensation for the phone. Sarah, when did you two get back in touch? If you can't explain this clearly, I won't forgive you, even if you endure 1,000 more painful rituals. Ethan stared into my eyes, his face looking truly awful. David had beaten him into a pulp. He was genuinely hideous. I don't need to explain anything to you. We broke up last night. Professor Green, are you still going to pretend? You slandered me, claiming I slept with David, you took my private photos, and used that to constantly pressure me. I had severe depression, struggling to survive. Couldn't you see that? No, you could see it, and you were even proud of it. Ethan, I regret confessing to you 3 years ago. I regret being with you. We're broken up. I won't love you anymore, not a single bit. If I hadn't been holding on to David's arm, I would have collapsed right there. After shouting out what was in my heart, I felt completely drained. Ethan kicked the hospital bed. Break up? I don't agree. You want tea. Oh, dump me and be with him? Impossible. Don't even think about it. I've slept with you for 3 years, you're used goods, trash. No one will want you but me. Come with me, let's go get married now. Sarah, I'm telling you, this is your last chance. Ashley tried to pull him back, but he pushed her away. I was trembling all over. David must think less of me after hearing those words. I had sent that message just to apologize to him and then leave this world. I was too tired. Living was too exhausting. David picked me up, gently placed me on the bed, and closed the hospital room door. Then, his fists landed on Ethan's face, back, chest. Listen closely. My life is lived for just 2 words, Sarah. In my heart, she will always be the most beautiful, the best girl. Sarah, I want to marry you now. Will you marry me? David knelt before me, his eyes filled with love and determination. I cried and laughed and cried, finally burying my face in his chest and sobbing. I couldn't hear Ethan and Ashley's voices at all. The only thing in my ears was that phrase, the most beautiful, the best girl. A woman's first time isn't about losing something, it's about gaining. I just gained an imperfect first experience, accidentally stepping in a pile of dog poop. It's okay. It's really okay. Now, it's all over. I do. David, I do. Seeing him again, I realized how much beauty I had missed all those years ago. Ethan was outstanding on campus, but David was even better in his major. I was so used to David's kindness, I didn't notice his love. I always thought we were like siblings. Later, when he opposed me getting close to Ethan, our relationship became strained. That night after graduation, encouraged by my roommate, I confessed to Ethan, which led to all the subsequent mistakes. But it's okay. My protector is back. Chapter 6. David was afraid I'd run off, so he arranged for people from City Hall to come to the hospital room to process the marriage certificate. Holding the bright red marriage certificate, I still felt a bit disoriented. I was married to David just like that? What's with that look? No backing out. I won't let you hide and cry by yourself anymore. David held my hand. His palm was sweaty, his eyes filled with uncertainty. I shook my head, looking at him. I'm afraid you'll regret it. I'm not perfect. He put a finger to my lips. No regrets. You don't know how happy I was when I got your message. I didn't dare contact you these past 3 years because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to stop myself from coming back and taking you. It's all my fault for letting you suffer so much. I pointed at the photos. But I look so ugly in these. He gently held me, whispering about his longing over the years and recounting little details from my past. During my 3 days in the hospital, he took away my phone. He stayed with me when I was awake and worked when I was asleep. Actually, I knew he was protecting me, not wanting me to see all that online stuff. Videos and photos of me were everywhere online. I was being called names, nicknamed the pain endurer. Ashley seized the opportunity to build her platform. In her videos, she and Ethan were deeply in love. I was portrayed as a crazy woman who constantly endured the painful rituals to threaten Ethan and force him to marry me. As the matter reached its peak, the tide began to turn. Ethan's friends, one by one, came forward and betrayed him. They had videos and voice recordings of Ethan boasting about training his girlfriend like a dog, and evidence of how he got me drunk and forced himself on me. By the time I got my phone back, the online narrative had completely flipped. All of Ethan and Ashley's scandals were exposed. As the situation continued to escalate, Ethan tried to pay to suppress the trend, but it was impossible. He hadn't just had Ashley as a mistress over the years. Even now, he had 2 current university students, using the same tactics he used to deceive me to fool those innocent girls. In his words, he was a man betrayed by his girlfriend, who couldn't break up or go public because his girlfriend had a mental illness and constantly endured the painful rituals. The girls, with their natural kindness, wanted to save a man struggling in misery. He exploited this completely. After everything exploded, the girls realized they had been tricked. They came forward together to speak out and reported him to the university. Soon, Ethan was expelled from the university. Ashley was exposed for academic fraud and owing a large amount of debt. She had been with Ethan purely for his money. I held up my phone, looking at the man frying steak for me. Good husband, you did all this, didn't you? He brought over a glass of milk. Drink this first, then I'll tell you. I downed it in one gulp. He leaned in to kiss me. Can't waste any. I'll get what's on your lips. He had been feeding me so well, I'd gained 10 pounds recently. We grew up together, and his joking around like this always made me feel a lot of things. Okay, now tell me. I pushed him away, not letting him get closer. All right, I'll tell you. I just set things in motion. The rest happened naturally over the summer. That's what you call a despicable person getting their comeuppance. Good girl, now that you've started this, you have to see it through. With David, I felt like a treasure again. He understood my sudden moods, my sudden interest in something, my likes and dislikes. He wouldn't pressure me, instead, he encouraged me, was patient with me, and stayed by my side. 2 months later, the doctor officially announced that I could stop taking medication. In a few more months, I could try to get pregnant like a normal person. Chapter 7. After my checkup, Ethan showed up at home with his parents, and my parents. I got nervous again and started picking at my nails. David took my hand, stopping me from hurting myself. Ethan's father spoke first. Sarah, you were with Ethan for 3 years, and you were always taking medication, unable to have children. And you were constantly enduring the challenges and ending up in the hospital, so we couldn't agree to your marriage. But you shouldn't have, in a fit of anger, gotten together with him. That's the general idea. My dad frowned. In his impression, David was just a little hoodlum with no parents. Growing up, I was a straight-A student, and he was a terror in the neighbors' eyes, raised by his grandparents. Sarah, if you marry Ethan now, those negative influences can be removed. I'll arrange for him to teach at another university. David isn't suitable for you. My dad was still siding with Ethan at this point. I was so angry I almost laughed. My mom looked at us. I'm very busy. Don't call me back for things like this in the future. Sarah, here's $1 million. I have to go. I don't have time for the wedding. You can marry whoever you want. She threw down a card and left in a hurry. My dad muttered angrily under his breath, only cares about money. It had always been like this since I was young. My mom looked down on my dad, and my dad looked down on my mom. Ashley was right about one thing, my parents truly didn't want me. David looked nervously at my dad, then at me. It was the first time I'd seen him like this. I grabbed his hand, intertwining our fingers, showing our wedding rings. Dad, David and I are already married. From now on, you either accept him as your son-in-law, or you don't recognize me either. Mr. Green, I'm calling you uncle now because I'm being polite. David has never hurt me. Those things were done by your son. I recounted how Ethan manipulated me in front of everyone. I wouldn't let David suffer slander, nor would I let myself be ridiculed again. Ethan's face grew darker and darker, as black as his heart. My dad finished his cup of tea. David refilled it for him. He drank it mindlessly, scalding himself, and immediately stood up. Then he smashed the cup over Ethan's head. You bastard! You dared to lie to me, treating my daughter like that behind my back. You just wait for jail. Honey, we'll sue him. Those other girls are suing him too. I really thought. It's my dad's fault. I wasn't a good father. My dad covered his face and cried. Ethan was bleeding from the head where the cup hit him. He stood up, looking at me with a complicated expression. Sarah, I started liking you in my 3rd year of university. But my family background wasn't good enough for yours, and David next to you was so outstanding. I was very insecure. When you confessed to me, I was overjoyed. I knew he liked you. So I was momentarily confused and did something wrong. I wanted to control you completely, only then would I feel I truly possessed you. I really loved you. Before he could finish, my dad slapped him. Get out! Get out of here! What you did is a crime, not love. You're making excuses, hoping we'll forgive you? Impossible. This time, my dad stood in front of me like a real father. Ethan's parents were naturally unhappy seeing their son get hit. Just as the two sides were about to start fighting, the police showed up and arrested Ethan. His parents chased after them, shouting that their son was innocent. When that didn't work, they came to pound on our door. I called building management, and they were sent away. My dad, a 50-year-old man, cried 3 times that afternoon. David comforted him the first 2 times. I comforted him the last time. He wasn't a good husband, and he wasn't a good father. But whenever I asked him for anything, he would handle it for me. Financially, he and my mom never deprived me. So, I can't say there was absolutely no love, just that only a little bit was given to me. He wanted to arrange a wedding for me, but I refused. I only want small happiness. I didn't need others to witness it. Chapter 8. The case was quickly decided. Ethan had to compensate the victims over $2 million. His parents sold their house to pay off his debts. He was detained for a month and then released. After that, he contacted me 3 times, but I didn't see him. Calls, messages, I blocked him everywhere. When I was 2 months pregnant, David and I went to the hospital together for my first prenatal appointment. When I saw Ethan again, I wouldn't have recognized him if he hadn't called out to me. Sarah, I was wrong. Ashley and I broke up, and the child isn't mine. I'll do anything if you can just forgive me. Divorce David, marry me. I promise I'll be a good husband, I swear. David stepped in front of me. Are you pretending I'm dead? My wife is pregnant. Do you want me to beat you to death? I pulled on his arm. Don't do it. There are surveillance cameras everywhere here. Sarah, here are 100 tokens, the same kind you used for the ritual. If I endure all of them, will you forgive me? Ethan took out a handful of tokens and started putting them into his mouth. I quickly started recording a video and used David's phone to call the police. Consuming a handful of these is no joke. Someone could die. David and I weren't going to bear any responsibility for someone like that. Soon, Ethan collapsed, spitting up blood. Luckily, it was right outside the hospital entrance, and someone immediately pushed him to the emergency room. But he refused help from others, pushing them away, staring directly at me. Sarah, can you forgive me? As he spoke, blood kept gushing from his mouth. I didn't feel any pity, just one feeling, disgusting. The nurses forcibly restrained him and dragged him into the operating room. Because Ethan didn't cooperate, it led to perforations and peritonitis. They had to perform surgery to remove the objects. Dr. Miller told me he was still calling my name before the anesthesia. If the surgery had been delayed even a little longer, there was a 60% chance of death. She didn't forget to add, serves him right. I laughed after hearing it. Yes, he deserved it. He was living miserably, but I had good news. The doctor at my prenatal appointment just said I was having twins. Identical twins, they split after implantation. That meant David and I had 2 more family members. We didn't tell anyone else. He stayed home with me every day. I worried he didn't have enough money. I took out the money my mom had given me and said generously, "Husband, this is for household expenses, spend whatever you need." David smiled, took my hand, and opened the safe in the bedroom. "Wife, this is all for household expenses, spend whatever you need." Well, look at that. Layers of gold bars and property deeds were inside. Turns out, David had become rich these past few years, and I'd married a wealthy man. Mother-in-law has 2 projects in partnership with me now. She stands to make $30 million. David smiled broadly and kissed me. I touched my belly. This was good. My darlings wouldn't have to suffer. Both their parents would be home with them. Later, Ethan developed a compulsion to endure the painful rituals, consuming a few tokens every month, a psychosomatic symptom of his depression. His parents begged me to visit, but I just hung up and blocked them. I wouldn't change my phone number for them. It wasn't worth it. If they had the nerve, they could get 100 numbers, 1,000 numbers, and call me every day. The last time I heard about Ethan was when my 2 daughters were celebrating their birthday. He had killed himself, jumping from the 33rd floor. Died instantly. As for Ashley, she was used to taking shortcuts. She moved to another city, went back to her tricks, was beaten violently by the other guy's wife, and sent to a mental hospital. Since then, there was no news of her either. Whether she was dead or alive, it didn't matter to me anymore. David and I took family photos with our 2 daughters. Looking at them, the corners of my mouth turned up unconsciously. I was simply happy. Wife, my vasectomy was 2 months ago. Let's have a date tonight. David rubbed his head against me. After the babies were born, he suggested getting a vasectomy, not wanting any more children. I remember the day I gave birth, he seemed to cry quite badly, becoming famous throughout the whole hospital.